Sons of Anarchy didn't ride off into the sunset. It skidded sideways into a flaming pit of tragedy, betrayal, and Hamlet-level doom. Jax Teller met his fate the same way as Old Man did: twisted metal, poetic symbolism, and a whole lot of tears from viewers who didn't sign up for an existential crisis over bikers in leather. But what if Jax's fall wasn't entirely his doing? What if the final push came from the unlikeliest source, his right-hand man, the seemingly loyal and level-headed Philip Chibs Telford? But hold that thought, and before we peel back the layers on this twisted theory, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment, and if you're feeling generous, join the channel for exclusive content. It helps out more than you know, and hey, SAMCRO loyalty, right? So, Chibs, the Scarface Scotsman with a code, always seemed like the moral centre of the club. While Clay went full tyrant and Jax turned into a Viking Shakespeare villain, Chibs was steady, grounded, and suspiciously silent. Especially in Season 7 where things got dark. Really dark. Like, should we call a therapist dark? Jax was tearing through bodies like tissue paper, chasing the wrong lead on Tara's death, and Chibs, Mr. Voice of Reason, barely blinked. He wasn't just supporting Jax, he was enabling him. Now, on the surface, this could be chalked up to loyalty or grief, or just exhaustion, but some fans believe there's more to it. A lot more. Remember, Chibs had deep ties with the true IRA, not casual I once knew a guy ties. We're talking ex-member, married in, blood oath kind of ties. He didn't leave the IRA by choice. He was exiled by Jimmy O after a violent power move that left Chibs scarred and separated from his family. That kind of trauma doesn't just fade, it festers. When Season 3 took us to Belfast, Chibs' story came full circle. He reunited with his daughter, confronted Jimmy O, and got his revenge. But here's where things get a little interesting. Even after all that, there's never a clear break between Chibs and the IRA's ideology. He may have hated Jimmy, but the cause, the brotherhood, that never seemed to leave him. And then enters Galen O'Shea, an Irish mobster with a bone to pick with Jax and a deep hatred for everything he stood for. The perfect storm, really. Chibs' behaviour in Season 7 starts to make a lot more sense through this lens. His uncharacteristic silence when the Irish were being gunned down, his compliance when Jax handed over the gun trade to Marks, the lack of protest, the strange nods, the tension simmering just under the surface. What if Chibs was quietly nudging Jax towards implosion, not out of malice, but out of strategy? A long game to protect Irish interests and maybe, just maybe, get some karmic revenge for what Jax had become. And let's be real, Jax had become a problem. He wasn't the idealistic outlaw trying to do right by his family anymore. He was Clay with better hair. After Tara's death, he wasn't leading the club, he was dragging it behind him like a wrecking ball. If Chibs saw that and he believed Jax had lost his way, what would stop him from playing the long game? Subtly steering the club towards a reset even if it meant letting Jax destroy himself first. Of course, none of this is confirmed in the show, it's subtext, it's theory, but it does explain some of Chibs' odd behaviour in the final stretch. Especially his relationship with Lieutenant Jarry, which went from kind of weird to someone core HR levels of messy. Chibs, usually calm, composed, suddenly throws himself into a chaotic, borderline violent relationship complete with a public hookup on a cop car. Not exactly the guy we knew seasons prior. Was it character development or character collapse? In the end, Chibs got the gavel, he became the president of SAMCRO, and you have to wonder, was that the plan all along? Let Jax burn, then rise from the ashes as the club's new leader, wiser, warier, and with no blood left to spill. Maybe Chibs was the only one who saw the end coming and made sure someone would still be standing when the smoke cleared. So, was Chibs secretly playing 4D chess while everyone else was smashing pieces off the board, or did he just get swept up in the chaos like the rest of them? Either way, Season 7 turned the club's most principled member into a big old question mark, one that fans are still debating to this day, because in the world of Sons of Anarchy, even the good guys have blood on their hands and sometimes, the quiet ones are holding the blade.